Okay, so I've got a new video for you guys today. Now I've bought a new mouse. This has just arrived in the mail. This is the Corsair Raptor M45. Now, the reason I got this mouse is because I was looking for something a bit wider than what I was already using. So the box itself is quite nice. We can open this flap up here to see a bit more about the mouse and the mouse itself inside a plastic coating. Now this mouse also has an adjustable weight system we can see on the back, and I've used a friend's one and I really like it. I haven't used it for a long period of time like I have used my normal mouse, which is the Rocat Savu, I believe. Yeah, Rocat Savu. And so yeah, I'm really excited to try this one out, and it's also got the Corsair Sail logo, which we all know and love a lot more than the tramp stamp logo. So let's open this up and see what we get inside. Okay. So inside the box itself, there's not really much other than this red piece of packaging here, which when we open up, I'm guessing there will be some paperwork. Yep. So there's a little booklet here, quick start guide with the drivers for the macro keys and such, and a warranty guide, and that's about it. And then we've got the mouse itself, the same red cable connector as my Corsair keyboard. I have started to become quite a fan of Corsair's products. I'm really liking everything of theirs. I've got the case, the fans, the keyboard, and now this mouse. So we can see these in the bottom here, there for the adjustable weight system. So you can take the weights out. It's got quite a nice weight. I like a little bit of a heavier mouse. We'll toss that aside. It's also got a braided cable, which I really like to see. It looks a lot nicer than a rubber coated cable, and I guess in theory is meant to be more durable, but we can see, I can feel it's got a really nice feel gripping it, and I'll bring the camera in a bit closer and we can compare the size. So there they are side by side, so we can compare the width of the two. As we can see, the Corsair, we can see overhangs this. It's definitely quite a bit wider, or a little bit wider, which is what I was after. But I'll plug the Corsair mouse in and we'll see it light up. Remove this nice little Velcro tie. The sides of the mouse are almost like a sandpapery texture. We've also got two macro buttons here and a DPI adjustment button there. So that bottom one to go down, that top one to go up. The mouse wheel has a really nice feel, and it's got very nice notches in it, and other than that there's no more extra keys other than those two. Okay guys, so I've been using this mouse for about 2 weeks now. Now I had really high expectations for this mouse because of what I've read online about it and what I've been told from friends, things like that. Now there was a few reasons why I did decide to upgrade and chose this mouse. Now my current mouse was really worn, which I showed in the first part of this video. The mouse had to be optical, something a bit wider. I've briefly used a friend's one of these, workmates, and I really liked the thing. Now, the new mouse I got had to have a centered laser because that makes things a little bit more accurate. And lastly is that I really liked the Corsair products that I have. What I'll do soon is I'll weigh this mouse and my old mouse. I've actually taken all three of the weights out because it was a bit heavier than I expected, or than what I like. And so far my only complaint about the mouse is this area here on the back is a bit hard to get used to on my hand, being that my previous mouse was completely rounded. And the mouse click buttons are extremely stiff. My friend's one that I've used, his is nowhere near as stiff. I'm not too sure if they take a little bit to wear in, or maybe there was just a bit of a fault with my mouse, but I am kind of getting used to it. My old mouse I used at 400 DPI, by the way, and I used this one at 800, and they seem about the same speed. I don't know if that's to do with the sensor or something like that. Not a huge deal, but I did have to play around with the DPI and the Corsair software to get this to work. I'll also show you the software of this, and I do prefer the Rocat software that my old mouse used, but I'll bring up both of those and show you guys those soon. Okay, now I've brought the kitchen scales down here to the room, and I'll compare the weight of these two mice. Now my old mouse, the Rocat Savu, we can see the wear marks. I can't remember if I showed these earlier in the video, but on the left click is really worn, and on the side grip there. Like I said, the click on this is really easy. This is quite a lot firmer. But yeah, let's chuck this in these scales and see how heavy it is. So that is about 100 grams for the old mouse, excluding the cable. The new mouse here is just a bit heavier without the weights, about 105, 110. These are the three weights here. I'll chuck them into the scales and see how we go. Now I believe this is advertised as about 150 grams with the weights, which seems about right from what I'm seeing here, so a bit heavier than my older mouse. But I mean, I didn't think the weight of the mouse would make a huge difference, being just that little bit heavier, but this only slightly heavier than my old one is actually quite nice, just that slight bit heavier, and I don't need those weights in there. But I'll load up the software. We'll chuck that down there for now. So I'll jump to the side. Hopefully you guys can see that. Now the mouse and the Corsair keyboard have different software. Now this is the mouse software, so we've got the option for the button assignments here. We've got the DPI changing, so we can use these to adjust the DPI when each light is lit up. We can adjust the lift height, and we've also got an option to turn off that Corsair logo light. So if I go... I can't remember where to find it, but that is an option. We can change the polling rate or the report rate there up here, so we turn that off. That Corsair logo turns off as well, although I like that on, so I'll switch that back on and we get red. There's no different colors available for this, just the red or off. But the Rocat software, I may need to plug the mouse in. Give me 1 second, guys. Now this software is a little bit more complicated to use, but it's definitely got a lot more to it. This is it here, so we can change pointer speed, sensitivity, vertical and horizontal scroll and tilt speeds individually. DPI switcher, button assignment here. More advanced, we've got RGB lighting for that light on the back. And it's also got its own achievement system, which I think is quite cool. Although it used to go off all the time when I'm playing. It was very loud, so in game it kind of gave me a huge fright. But other than that, guys, that's about all I've got to say for the Corsair M45. I think it's a really nice mouse, although from the expectations I had set from reviews and friends and things like that, it hasn't quite lived up to the hype and how good I expected it to be. That could be because of the clicks being very stiff, which friends of mine think could be a manufacturing defect, but I mean, that doesn't seem like it to me. I just maybe think they could be like that, but I am getting used to it. So yeah, thanks a lot for watching, guys, and I'll see you in the next one.